effort. I'm gonna do everything in my power to make you stay in and efficient possible.
Yeah, I pray to Lord my soul to keys.
Take advantage of this day, man, and key thing is have fun. If you're not having fun, you shouldn't be out.
I got what I like overseas. How about like NBA? How about like MVPs? I got money, they envy me. I'm with the gang, I'm with the mob. What was you thinking? Remember them days and it was hard, a nigga been thinking. I put a 4 in a 20 ounce, a nigga been drinking. If you with the squad, I give you my heart, little nigga, I mean it. I was fighting some demons, in the field I'm deep in. I was raised in the deep end, I know niggas be sinking. Take your bitch and go deep in, but I give it back while you tweaking. Come around with that rah-rah, we leave you dead on the cement. With the gang.
Y'all get out of high school. University is the right something to say.
Front boy, you better fall. We don't kill them dead, we don't kill them all. Might spend a 10 when I'm in the mall. I was on the beam with it in my draw. Hit that smoking, I'm blacking. Hit that smoking, I'm blacking.
Just want to talk to you real quick about my friend Patrick Spicer over at Hybrid Human Performances. Hybrid Human Performances is a state-of-the-art training facility located in Lincoln, Nebraska, with reputable coaches that can take you to the next level. Each training session is designed to and for the athlete to be successful in their sport. Notable Hybrid Human Performance alumni include cornerback for the Chicago Bears, Lamar Jackson, Seahawks safety, Deontay Williams, Nebraska Cornhuskers quarterback, Casey Thompson, and Lincoln native Noah Walters, quarterback for the North Alabama Lions. If you want to take your game to the next level, contact Patrick with Hybrid Human Performance at 307-321-8365 or shoot him an email at Patrick, Patrick, at hybrid-hp.com. Enjoy the episode.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Oscar Galindo. I'm back with another episode of The Official Visit. Today I'm joined, got kind of a little bit different episode. I'm joined by, a Husker legend, national champ, and then also, new Central coach, Coach Abdul Muhammad. And then I'm joined, and he's joined by, 3 exceptional young talents out here in Omaha and, in the state of Nebraska, really. I got DaShawn Prince, freshman from Benson. Got Kylonn Hanie, and then Tory Pittman. Both of them are 8th graders. How you guys doing?
We good.
Yeah. You guys get on the field yesterday?
Some of us in track.
Okay.
So Tory and Kylonn got middle school track going on right now. But Tory he happened to make it, and he got out there a little bit yesterday. Sean got out there, had to be backup quarterback. So,
okay.
He got to throwing a little bit.
Yeah.
He looked all right. He was all right.
I looked perfect. Is that looking like a possible plan for next year?
Not at all.
Not at
all. He's been exceptional at wide receiver, and that's where he'll be.
All right, either catching them or taking it away, right?
That's right. Yeah.
I bet it felt good to get back on the field for
It did. We got a brand new field that they just finished in like December, and so we've been waiting to get on it and have a full go workout. And yesterday was our first one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's always it's always good to get out there. Be able to run on the grass, all that kind of stuff. So I guess the reason why I'm interviewing you guys and why normally I do students from and I'll try to do a school, but today we got you guys yourself, coach, and then all your players. You guys are building something really special, and that is the Homegrown movement. It's bringing exposure at an early stage in these players' careers and in these players' development, so that once they get to high school, they are, they already got their name out there a little bit. So I kind of wanted to just ask you, a little bit of how it started, kind of the origins of that, how you thought of doing a program like this.
Yeah, and so So over a decade ago, I was, sitting thinking because of just the college has been struggling a little bit with keeping guys in state. And, I'm alumni, uh, love the Huskers, diehard Husker fan, even before I became a Husker. And that's really the main reason why I became a Husker, is because I was a diehard fan as a youngster and growing up. And so I started thinking about how I could get back to the university and what I was doing, where I was at. And at that time, I was coaching at the Boys and Girls Club. I hadn't started coaching high school or nothing yet. And so I would take some of my athletes to see practices, spring games, and stuff like that. And they would always, make sure to check with me that these kids were 8th grade on down. And so anytime I had 8th graders on down, I pretty much had a free pass to just bring kids to the university, watch practices, and see what the Huskers were doing. And so that started to get my mind to clicking, like, okay, so we missing out on some of these guys. And I started having some guys who the Huskers were after that you just didn't, go. You got your Noah Fants and some, Brandon Bryans and some of those guys that come out of our program here. And so I just started jotting and writing things down. And so once I came up with that plan, like, I think this will work. I think this is the avenue. 2 years ago, I was invited to the Michigan and Nebraska game. Invite from Trev Alberts, the AD, to watch the game with him and his family in the suite. And so I was like, man, this is like a God sent invite to bring this program up to him, right? And I did it, and he was just amazed, like, man, I think that's something that can be done, right? And ran like a camp, which it is a camp. So he got me in touch with Matt Davison at that time, and the guy that was Andrew Sims, who was in charge of compliance, right? To just make sure that everything, would work. And so we sat down, talked. Scott Frost ended up coming in. He was the head coach at that time. Excuse me. And so we got the ball rolling. And so once it was a go, I knew that I can reach out to certain coaches that I've been knowing, coaching with, get them guys on board, guys that knew kids around the state who were pretty good, middle school kids, and get some of the best kids, because it's a can't miss camp, right? To have these kids be in a position to be seen by Nebraska coaches is a big plus. Excuse me. And so we put it all together, man. And last year we started it and it just jumped off the roof, right? With that 26 class, Sean, Avery, and all those guys. You got James' son over there, Miller South. Good wide receiver over there. And so all those guys, came through the program, and just tremendous attendance. Coaches come watching them. But this year it kind of went up a step. These coaches has been out there. You came once and seen, how the Nebraska coaching staff came out to support these 8th graders at our last event. So it's just been a blessing, man, to have these guys participate. Of course, Sean was there last year at the initial event. And then Kylonn, who's been at both, and then Tory here. So it's been great.
What changed in my life is
Look at him.
a lot of college coaches start like following me and reaching out to me and stuff.
Yeah. So then, I was there last year at that. We already talked about this in the first episode. But, you were balling out last spring. And you kind of seem to be, a little bit ahead of the curve compared to, some of your peers. how do you feel you have this program has benefited you, on the field?
Good. It really made me want to work harder and stuff in front of all the college coaches and stuff.
I'll ask Tory, because you also this spring you received your first offer as well. Tell me a little bit about what it's been like since you received that offer, and how this program has helped you kind of build your exposure. I mean, you guys are just you and Kylonn are still in middle school, man. You guys are, and you guys are already making an impression with D1 coaches. So kind of tell me a little bit about what that's like, and being in that position.
A lot of people come up to me saying that they see me in my offer, and since I got it from the Homegrown program, it's like it helped me get out there more.
So I'm sure when DaShawn his offer came at the 7-on-7 tournament. Yours actually came at that practice. At one of the practice sessions. Tell me a little bit about what were you doing that day, man? What were you doing? That was different. That made these coaches say, "Yeah, this kid's not leaving here today without an offer."
I think it was just how so the coach was teaching me. So I think it was how I was listening, and then showing that I can do what he was trying to tell me what to do.
Yeah. Definitely. So then from there, so kind of being coachable, and then obviously you're probably out here making some insane plays, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So definitely. So then I guess I'll ask Kylonn real quick, as well. You're also an 8th grader. You're kind of a name, I've been hearing about. Coach Muhammad's been hyping you up. I see videos on Twitter and stuff like that. I know our guy at Prep Next is also, kind of keeping tabs on you guys. Tell me how you feel this has helped your game and kind of improved so far.
Well, it helped it a lot. Being out there with college coaches, practicing in front of college coaches, showing how really good of a player I am for these past 2 years at Homegrown. And it really boosts my level of wanting to get a scholarship.
So then, being coached up by, D1 coaches, and, even Coach Muhammad, he's a D1 player. He's a national champion. How do you feel that? Does that kind of give you guys, especially that you guys are going to go into your freshman season, first season of high school ball, does that kind of give you a little bit of a confidence boost, in terms of what you've learned and your abilities and stuff like that?
Yes. Other people tell us we just follow Muhammad around because we've been playing with him for a long time, but it's really stuff behind that can really be accomplished, like getting offers. People don't understand that. That's what I'm trying to tell people, but they don't listen. So
yeah.
So
you'll see that both of these guys they 8th graders, but even when Sean was in the 8th grade, you look at, Tory and Kylonn, them guys kind of look like some high school kids right now. Their size, weight, skill level, those guys and they've been working, and both of them been in the weight room. Look at Kylonn, he looked like a linebacker already, like a high school linebacker. And so, with part of Homegrown is what they were saying is that, you're getting out there and you're getting in front of coaches, and that makes you work a little harder, right? So that makes you, there you go. That makes you work a little harder. So these guys haven't just taken the fact that, okay, I'm in Homegrown and I'm gonna be seen, at these camps once a month. These guys have come back and during the week. And during the weeks when we don't have Homegrown, these guys are in the weight room working, right? And so they're building themselves up to be the kind of athlete that not only Nebraska wants, but other Division I colleges will start looking at some of these guys.
Yeah, definitely. So then, kind of one thing that I think has been, just incredible, like you mentioned, just the depth of talent that you have. But I think it's, how should I say? It's a great talent of yours to be able to find that talent and be able to coach it up as well, especially like you said at a young age.
Yeah.
What is it? What do you look for in players, or what is it about a player that kind of gives you that? How should I say that?
But the greatest thing about here at the Boys and Girls Club is that so kids are able to come here from 5 to 18, right? So we get kids, at 5 years old that come in here that I meet and that who we kind of watch, and they get into sports. And I'm the sports and fitness director here, so if any kid is in sports, I'll see them, right? And so we work with them, and some of them haven't always been, the guy. Kylonn used to just be a defensive guy. When Kylonn was younger, all he wanted to do was hit. He just wanted to tackle people, right? Viciously, too, at a young age. And so Kylonn kind of, as he got older, started trickling over to the offense a little bit. And so now he's a two-way player. But I've seen all these guys develop. Tory was a running back. So most of his youth career. Tory just started playing wide receiver in DB this year, right? And so this is we see where guys are at, and as guys start getting older, and their bodies start developing into, the position that we kind of feel they got to make for, we start teaching them those positions, and that's how most of them just take off. Once they start learning that position where to where their body has structured themselves into.
So then, like you mentioned, a lot of the players you've kind of that have kind of grown up with the program, you've seen them since they were really young.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed is that your reach kind of goes out. Your guys' reach goes out a little bit further than just Omaha. Like you guys have players like you mentioned earlier across the state.
That's right. Yeah.
How would people like that, people that are watching this and they might have like a 7th, 8th grader that has that potential, how would they be able to get involved with this program? Or what would be the best way about going about it?
So one of the best ways I would say is social media, especially Twitter. Following myself or the Homegrown program. About 10 of the kids we got this year came from social media. Guys following, and then they posting their highlights, or other coaches seeing them and telling me about this kid, and I'm watching the highlights. And so a lot of the Twitter social media is, we've got about 10 kids this year from that. Watching the highlights, seeing this kid, me reaching out, following the kid. So we have kids. We've had kids from Kearney, Grand Island, all over Fremont, just all over the state. If you can play in the middle school kid and you fit that criteria for Homegrown, we're going to put you in the program and get you in front of the coaches, because we want Nebraska and Coach Matt Rule and staff to be the first ones to see these kids, these middle school kids, And I know being a high school head coach, but hey, I can't help it, man. I got a bias. I'm Huskers. I went there. It's the team and the school that I love, and the school that has done so much for me. And so this is me giving back to the university.
So, and with this new staff, there a lot of them. I'm not exactly sure, where they're all their coaching backgrounds, but Rule, he's from Texas. Coached at Baylor. I don't know if he's from Texas, but you know what I mean. They see all that Texas talent. Have you heard anything from any of the coaches saying like along the likes of like, man, I did not know there was this much young talent in the state, and has it kind of changed their perception of Nebraska preps at all?
I think it has. I know that at the first Homegrown, those coaches, I could tell that they were kind of they were kind of shocked at how some of the athletes looked, right? Kylonn, Tory, and then we got some other guys that just they got a look about them already. Like, man, this kid, you know, uh, and so they were shocked at the look. Yeah, because when people hear about Nebraska, a lot of people hear that they think it's linemen. Think we're a lineman state. So yeah, they were shocked. They were shocked at how some of the athletes looked in the homegrown.
So then, I guess kind of a question I have for you guys is how do you guys feel? You guys are the next generation. Like there's already receivers putting in work, kind of laying that foundation, making people realize we got really great wideouts and stuff like and skill position players, like you said. How do you guys feel about does that motivate you guys to like want to change that narrative or that perception that there's not great talent in Nebraska. There you go there and you get a lineman and that's about it. How do you guys feel about that? Kind of changing of the guard, I guess if you want to call it
that. It feels great because I like showing people like new people that come to Nebraska. Like last homegrown, this guy he came and he was like he didn't know this type of talent was in Nebraska. Like all of us, it was Sean was there too last time. He didn't know this type of talent was in Nebraska, so we shocked him about how good we were and how much unknown talent was hidden in Nebraska. So it felt good.
And I think it motivates us to work harder, and also being in 707, going around the nation, seeing all these other good receivers from other states, it'll definitely motivate us to work harder.
That's another thing I wanted to talk about. You guys go up against great players in 7-on-7. You guys, just amongst yourselves, but then also, after this season is when you guys kind of joined up with any elite and kind of formed that big group. Tell me a little bit about what that's been like and how that has kind of sharpened your skills a bit.
It's been good. I feel like we've any elite we helped any elite grow way more. Got to Chicago. We beat some of the top teams in Chicago. Boom. It felt good. We got ranked higher. Number 8 in the nation. In the elite, we put any elite on the map. I don't even know. We beat
our 15U team. So all 3 of these guys play on our 15U. And so we beat Bootleg. So we beat some national teams. And right now on the pylon circuit, we rank number 8 in the nation, right? And there's some top guys in the state and their classes on that team, right? And so we got some 26 and 27 guys stacked up on that team that can go. And so when we all together and everyone's able to make tournaments, we stack up well with some of the best talent in the country. And so, we beat teams out of California, Florida, Louisiana, Texas, St. Louis, Chicago. We beat teams with players that's ranked with offers, like us. And so, that's 707. That's one of the reasons why I love 707, because you get to play against other talented kids with offers that's ranked already, right? They'd already got stars. See, these a lot of our guys don't have stars yet. We haven't been on the camps yet, the circuit yet, right? So it's a lot of show and tell right now. Like, we on the circuit 707, but we haven't been to no rivals camps or no camps that rank kids. But we've played some of those kids that are ranked, and so I know where some of these kids are compared to some of these ranked kids.
You guys have shown, you guys are great offensively, but one thing that, Coach Muhammad, and one thing I've seen kind of as a trend is you guys have just been standouts on defense as well. Tell me a little bit about what's been going on there. Just in terms of I've seen Sean making plays from across the field, coming up and making picks and stuff like that. Tell me a little bit about that, the emphasis you guys have kind of put on that. And do you feel like that's kind of been your, how should I say, like your strength on the team?
Yes, I'm a defensive player on 15U. Muhammad actually taught me how to play deep. I didn't know nothing about 7-on-7 until 2020, 2021. He taught me how to play inside linebacker. I'm gonna start inside linebacker for any elite 15U. And our defense is real solid. I think we have the best defense in the country. And especially with him at safety, him at corner. I don't think nobody should be able to score more than 14 points, more than 2 touchdowns on us.
Yeah, that's kind of one of our goals.
And to help.
Is that the mentality you guys going in with? Like they're not putting more than 2 on us?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, what were you gonna say, Tory?
Go ahead, Tory.
I was gonna say, and having Muhammad as a coach definitely helps a lot because I've never played corner before this year, and because I've been linebacker and DN, and then working with Muhammad at corner, it made me way better than what I was at anything. So having Muhammad at corner having Muhammad as our coach definitely boosts our defense.
Yeah. I Husker, I played offense, and Nebraska played offense in high school, but people don't know that. And I show people because I took a picture of it on my phone. I didn't want to lose it, so I kept it. But it talked about in one of the books, high school books, it talked about me being the number 8 corner in the nation, right? So look, I got to see Sean talk about he think I'm capping. So I'm at to show him. That I was the number 8 corner in high school in 1991 in the nation. So I'm gonna send it to you too, so you can see it. But I'm gonna send it to him after this, so he can see it. Because they just think they'd kill. He think he would have killed me. I told him I'd have locked him up. Right? See, here we go. It's just competitive. One thing we do, Husker, no matter what we do, it's always competitive. Anytime yesterday was just a regular workout. That's all it was supposed to be. But we just so competitive that at the end of practice, I just let them do their thing. They went at it one-on-ones, and because guys get to talking, and so here when you get to talking, you have to prove yourself. Yeah. So me and Sean gonna get after it one day. I'm gonna get in shape. I'm gonna get in shape and shut him down one day. Yeah, I'm about to show him.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So me and Sean gonna get after it one day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in shape. I'm gonna get in shape and shut him down one day.
You're gonna have to show him what's up, man. They don't
I'm
know,
about to show him.
They don't know anything about that grown man power.
Yeah, right. See, look at him.
Oh, man.
I like their attitude though. I like that they think they can, they can do whatever on anybody. I like his attitude. I love his attitude.
It's funny you speak on the competitiveness because one of my first impressions or memories of yourself and the team is last year as Kansas City. It was the Battle Warriors out there for 7-on-7.
That's right.
And, they were doing fastest man at the tournament, and I think it was
right.
Avery and Davion probably went at least 8 times.
They did. You was only supposed to get 2 runs at it, but they kept going back. Davion would beat his time, so Avery come back, beat his time. Davion beat his time. Avery beat his time. So they went, like you said, they went about 8 rounds.
Yeah, and they had no legs in the championship game at that point.
Right. If we end up winning it still, but you're right. Them two didn't, they didn't play as well as they should have played because of that.
Like, why am I so tired? I was like, you guys ran the 40
That's right.
You're going to be tired after that.
And did it full speed.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that's one of my memories. Or when you say you guys are competitive, I 100% believe that. You guys, and I see it at practice too. I've been out to a couple practices, and you guys will be done, and it'll be hot out, and you guys are still out trying to run routes, trying to
That's right.
head each other and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
kind of looking forward, looking ahead. Next season. I know like Tory and Kylonn, your guys' first is gonna be your guys' first high school season. DaShawn, you're coming back. You had that injury last year. It kind of took you out for a good chunk of the season. Was it basically the rest of the season after you injured it, right? Yeah. So kind of talk to me about what you guys are aside from Homegrown and 7-on-7. What are you guys really hoping to grind on this off season? So that once that first game comes up, you guys are ready to go.
I'm looking to get for summer track, get my speed up, get in the weight room. That's what I'm about to do right after this. Do my workout real fast, get stronger, and get ready for them big boys that we about to play.
Like Kylonn said, I'm focused on the weight room. I need to get bigger, stronger, and faster.
I feel like we should win the state championship. Like we should just go there. Like
I'm glad he said that. And I'm sure he knows the work you have to put in for that.
And in the weight room, like we just gotta take it seriously and take it 100%, and we should be cool.
Yeah. So DaShawn, from last year, what are some changes? What are some changes you're kind of making? Like you said, you guys have the talent. But what are you guys doing to make sure you guys are getting it? You'll probably be looked at as a leader on a young team.
Just getting in the weight room and stuff, and working out, and just listening to coaches and stuff like that.
So he's saying when you see him next time, Oscar, his body is starting to develop and he's growing into that frame, with a lot of muscle mass, and so that's going to help him a lot. I tried to get it in his thick skull last year that he was going to be playing varsity, and it's a little different to prepare in the weight room for that grind, right? And so he learned his lesson, and so now he's been in the weight room working, and so I'm looking for Sean to have a complete sophomore season.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen pictures, and another person I see that on is Anthony. Man, he's looking big too.
Yeah, and he been working. They been working, man. DJ been working. They all starting to grow into some guys, and I'm proud of them from the work they've been putting in, because I know at the end of the day it's going to benefit helping them reach some of their goals in life.
So then Coach Muhammad, you're also making a transition next year. You're heading out to Central.
Yes, sir.
After being there you go, Eagles.
They're back home.
So they had a little bit of a rough season last year, but from I'm looking at the roster, and then the transfers haven't fully processed, so I don't really know anything there. But I know the talent is there. What are some steps yourself and Coach Mackey got to take to get Central back to being that prominent powerhouse back?
Yeah. So one of the things is to buy in, getting kids to understand goals and how to reach them, and how to maintain the work ethic, because that's one of the biggest things. When teams don't win, like even us at Benson, we started winning games, but there wasn't any winning seasons, right? And so that takes a different kind of work ethic. So talking to these guys and getting these guys to understand the different kind of work ethic you need to be successful as far as wins and losses is a lot different. And so, with these guys being young but playing football year round, understanding the work that you got to put in, and then with the guys from Central that they have, because they do have some young guys, but man, they got some talent. I'm telling you that right now. There's some talent in that building, and always have been. And so I can't wait to coach these guys and get them all on one accord and get them moving forward.
So while we're looking forward and looking towards the future, where do you see Homegrown going? That I'm sure you guys I know Homegrown isn't, but like a compliment. It's like complimentary to any elite. What are you guys doing there? Where do you guys see this all this going in the next couple years, and how do you expect to
So it's important, and right now it's really taking off because we've had about 6-7 coaches at every Homegrown camp this year. Last year, I'd say we averaged 1 or 2. This year, we're averaging 7 at least. Sometimes it's been full staff, right? So these guys know the importance of trying to get the best guys right now looked at, analyzed, ones that need to be offered early, getting them offered. And so it's going to take off to a whole nother level. And I only got to talk to these guys, Coach Matt Rule and staff, about Homegrown about 2-3 weeks ahead of the first date camp, right? So now we get to actually work together in the off season and share ideas moving forward on how to get it better. And and I'm sure they might have some guys that send them tape that they might want me to see that need to bring in Homegrown also. So I'm looking forward to working with them in the off season and just elevating this thing every year. Making it better every year, more kids with opportunities, and making sure, because we miss some kids every year. We try to get it to where we're reaching all over the whole state, where we're just not missing anybody. And so that's where I want this program to end, and that's where I want it to get to.
So I know, like you mentioned, you're a bit of a homer. You tend to lean towards the Huskers and stuff like that.
That's right.
But there are also really great programs. UNK, Wayne State, Dome.
Without a doubt.
Are there any plans, or is there any thoughts about maybe at some point to maybe expand out to the state, or having more coaches come out, so that because there's great teams in here, great teams in the state, and great talent, and if you can keep it all in state.
That's correct. And I understand what you're saying, and I don't have no problem with that. And that might be something we need to sit down and talk about with the university, right? But yeah, I have no problem with that at all, because everybody just don't end up at the D1 level. We would love to have it that way, but that's not what always happens. And so it gets spread out all over the place. So yeah, we'll see. We'll figure it out. But yeah, they're they see these guys in high school. Once they get to high school, like we had a guy, I think he got an offer by Hastings, Von Sagrin, freshman lineman out of Papio. Yeah, he got an offer his 9th grade year, right after Homegrown, his freshman year out of Papio, Von Sags. And so, so they're watching. They see these kids.
Sometimes that first one just opens up the door.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, once you get that first one, they start watching. Like, I can say this, since Tory got his offer, he's almost 100% better than he was when he got it. Like, he's been working crazy. Haven't been missing no days, weight room and outside. He's been getting better. And that's kind of what we do here. And that's why I'm here, to make sure that we don't slack. Once people start seeing us, that means we need to start working harder, right? Don't be comfortable with that offer. Let's go get it.
So I guess, one of my getting close to, being done here. I know that we're running a little bit longer. But like you mentioned, making like Tory, he's been, like you just said, he's been grinding since he got that offer. And you have a lot of talent, and sometimes at a young age, maybe you can, sometimes when you grind so hard, maybe a little bit of burnout can happen. How do you as a coach, and then you guys as players, make sure that that fire keeps burning at all times, and how do you keep that motivation even when maybe you don't want to go out and practice, or
Yeah. Well, that comes with, that's one of the reasons why I love this building. That comes with this building. Everything we do, like I can almost guarantee you right now, you got Avery and those guys over in the team side playing PlayStation right now, and I can almost guarantee you it's competitive. It's competitive right now. Everything is competition, right? The minute we step on the field, even though we together, we get after each other. And they talk, and this, sometimes, like we went a year, Oscar, out on that field to where almost once a week we had to break guys up. That's how competitive it gets. Like we really get after each other, but then it's all love after. But on that, when we get on that field, Tory got to go earn that scholarship. Sean had to earn the scholarship because we got guys like Kylonn and other guys that want a scholarship, and so you have to earn it here. We get after people here.
When I did that first interview out there, I could hear, we're in that room, they're right outside, and we could hear them arguing about Madden or whatever. But,
you can feel it. You can feel it.
One of the last things I do, I do this on every episode, and it's try to show thanks or show our appreciation to those people in our lives that keep us going, keep pushing us, always in our corner. We don't always get to say that, give props or show love to those people every day. So, this is my opportunity, or this is, me turning the floor over to yourself and all you guys. If you got those people that, you want to shout out or show that love to, this is your opportunity to do so.
Well, I'll go first. First and foremost is my family, starting with my mom, who's just been there all my life, man. The rock of our family, who's always taking care of me, always pushed me to be great and pushed me to be who I am. My big brother, Kylonn, my brother, Shadid, my sister, Nadir, and then, my wife, Latasha, and my daughter, Paige, and son, Abdul, who's out there working in California Junior College. He getting the job done, and he can't wait to start getting his name back out there. But, yeah, I got to give all thanks to them, my family, because that's who support me 100% in what I do. Go ahead, Kylonn.
I like to shout out my grandma, my mom, my teammates, Coach Muhammad, everybody that's been supporting me, like all my coaches, my wrestling coach, Coach Lloyd, my track coach, my stepdad, making me go to every practice I didn't want to go to. Yeah, that's it.
I shout out my mom to bringing me to every practice. My coaches, Coach Muhammad, Coach Lloyd, my track coach, and yeah, it's your turn, Sean.
First, I want to thank my mom and my dad for always being there for me, for like all the times I failed, pushing me through stuff that I don't want to do. Thank my dad for taking me to all my practices and stuff, even though he's being lazy and don't want to. And yeah.
One more. Thanks to Roger Parker for helping me become 2022 AAU State Champion, 2022 AAU All-American in wrestling.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Son, is that something else you're planning on doing in high school and continuing?
Four-timer. State
Four-timer?
champion.
Yeah, that's the goal?
Yep, in wrestling.
So I guess, Coach Muhammad, you guys got to get going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, yeah, like I said, I appreciate all you guys, man. I appreciate you guys taking time, talking with me, chopping it up and all that